everybody? It's Aaron with Robert with the Get Your Geek On. We are here with Hogwarts, House of Hogwarts. Yes, I added
Hogwarts
some
House of
H.
Heroes?
Yes,
Yeah.
that too. We're here for that as well.
Our show, Hogwarts House of Heroes, where Aaron, the non-Harry Potter fan, as you can tell from him butchering the entrance,
Like the second time I've done that.
describes a character from some sort of geeky background, whether it be comics, superhero, maybe it's sci-fi, fantasy, could be anything. He describes a character without telling me who it is, and I have to act like the Sorting Hat from Harry Potter and put them into one of the 4 houses of Hogwarts. So without further ado, Aaron, why don't you start describing that character?
Okay, so I'm going to try something a little bit different this time. Okay, so this character's personality trait is INTJ, which is introverted, intuitive, thinking, judging, is what that means, of the 16 personality types. He has a big ego, I'll say that. He is very self-confident in himself. He doesn't share, or almost ever, I think I've seen it a couple of times, show any insecurities in himself or in anything. He is highly, highly intelligent. He is also, I'll say, open-minded to an extent. By what I mean like that is he likes to learn a lot about everything. He does think he's the smartest man in the room when he walks in. You know, you all are beneath me kind of thing. And with that arrogance to him, he's very, very arrogant. He also, I would say, is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Self-centered. He's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Where looks do matter a lot, essentially, to him. I'm trying to think of it. What else could we add to him? He has very little friends, if any at all. So he's very much like a loner, I would say. He also prefers it kind of that way because, again, he's highly intelligent, so no one can speak on his level. When he walks into a room, he makes sure you know he's in the room. You know, you eyes on me, like, look over here. I'm here. I'm in it. You're paying attention to me now, kind of attitude. Let's see. I think that kind of. Try to think of what else you thinking? Because I think that kind of covers most of him.
So I mean, I guess I feel like there's not a whole lot to go on there.
So I'm trying to look at see what else I could say about him. He's a very, because like then it becomes like he's a very good strategist. He's good strategy. He doesn't have, like, I'll say he doesn't know really how to love anyone, if that helps at all. He doesn't really, I don't think he has the capacity to, honestly, to an extent. He can love himself, but I don't think he has the capacity to love others. The friends, I'll say this because this is gonna might throw you off. The friends he does have, he does hold close. He may talk smack to them, but he respects them, and those are the only ones he probably will ever show respect to, and that's it. He doesn't like when you try to talk back to him. He does not like if you think you're smarter than him. None of that. Then he feels you are the scum of the earth, kind of like, why are you even in the same room as me? I think that kind of sums him up. He's very logical.
Okay, so yeah, this guy sounds like a hardcore supervillain.
Maybe.
Everything that you gave me from he's narcissistic, egotistical, maybe doesn't have the capacity to love. I'm going with Slytherin.
Okay.
And feels like I'm pretty confident. This is I'm gonna take my hammer, that nail. I think I'm gonna hit it on the head. It sounds like Victor Von Doom.
Yeah, very much Victor Von Doom. And that's why I was like, I don't know where to go with it, because I was afraid like if I start going certain places, you would know who it was automatically.
The ruler of a country, and
Yeah, he likes to rule countries with an iron fist. He's actually a dictator. Yeah, not King Jong Un. So you got Doctor Doom next.
Yeah, I think this is a character who everything either one of us could say about him is going to lead you towards Slytherin. Obviously, he is very intelligent, but I think that, and so I think you could actually make a case that he could be Ravenclaw because, he's the pursuit of knowledge at the expense of everything else, and not caring about the consequences, could certainly fit Dr. Doom as well.
Yeah.
But I think that, his ultimate goal isn't necessarily accumulation of knowledge. It's more of,
Power.
world domination and power. And so, that he's definitely, not a true Ravenclaw. He would be, he's the equivalent of Lord Voldemort, a Slytherin through and through.
You're just the most evil guy we know. That's basically
kind of, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of Marvel supervillains, and most of them have some sort of empathetic, like, hey, I'm gonna, whether it's Magneto and his background, or whether it's Thanos and he comes from a world that's been destroyed, and he's now trying to bring balance to the universe, or like those types of villains that, even though they are very villainous in their deeds, may not have, you can maybe empathize with them because of what they've been through. I'm not sure that Dr. Doom has that. I think he just might be evil through and through.
I empathize with him. I understand where he's coming from. He got his face scarred by Reed. I mean, it's Reed's fault.
The worst thing that ever happened to anyone. A scarring of a face.
Yeah, Reed is not as intelligent as he thinks he is. He's terrible. I don't know. I gotta side with Doom on this one. In case Doom is listening, I just got to make sure he knows that I'm on his side. And that's why I'm trying to throw you off a little bit, because I know you don't know the comics as well. Boris is his one true friend, and he is the one man he will call friend, and actually probably kill people to protect Boris. That I will say that, because he does feel Boris is a friend. But then on the side note, there's the newer comics. Boris is retired. He's no longer the servant of Doom, you could say, but his daughter is there. So he actually passed that respect he has from Boris to the daughter. And it's like, because of who your father is, I'm not going to kill you for, the slip of the tongue kind of thing. And he kind of tells her that. It's like, you said that, I'd kill anybody else, but because you're Boris's daughter, I'm going to let that slide right now. Mm-hmm. And he kind of reminds her that I will still kill you, but, you're fine right now. And then even at times in the comic, Boris, him and Boris made a bet, and Boris left him the money, but it's wrapped in a silk that's like technically banned from being in that country because it's from a country he doesn't like or something. And he's like, well played, Boris. You paid me the money, but you're still getting that little jab in. I get you. All right. Mm-hmm. I'll let that slide too. And I love that that's how Doom is. It's like, I'll let it slide because I choose to, not because anything else, but because I don't feel like killing you today.
Right.
So, that's why I was trying to hope you throw you off a little bit with the friend thing, but I was like, I don't know how I could throw him off at all, really, because it's Dr. Doom. Like the one character I hope they never try to make us have sympathy for. I know they try to do villains in like the movies and TV shows now. It's like, have some sympathy. No, I want to hate Dr. Doom because I love him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a villain who is just straight up evil can be interesting also. Like I do. Like my favorite villain in all of nerd geekdom is Magneto, because he has that, kind of traumatic past that's driven his worldview. And there's a reason why he is, kind of the, he's driving that mutants versus humans war. And he, will always choose mutants over humans because of, what he's been through and all those things. And I think that's a very interesting trait. But yeah, I mean, evil for evil's sake is also super interesting in a
Exactly.
completely different way. So yeah, I think if we ever get a Doctor Doom, and I think we will in the MCU, I think he will be, just he will be evil. I'm sure they'll give him some sort of reason for his evilness,
Yeah.
just like he has it in the comics also. But that isn't necessarily a
I don't.
reason that we'll relate to, and
Yeah.
we go, oh, I see why he went evil. It'll be like,
Exactly.
wow, bro, that's an overreaction. Like,
Exactly. And I hope that's what they do. Like, I agree with
yeah,
you because my favorite villain of all time, I always say it's Joker, but to be honest, it's Doctor Doom because to me, he is the one true villain. Like you say, Magneto. I mean, let's face it, he's cross sides. I mean, Doom has cross sides, but it's usually when he cross sides, it's because how does it benefit Doom? If I
correct.
go to the good guy side for a minute, it's because somehow it's benefiting me and
Yeah,
I'm going to get something out of it. You might get something out of it too, but I don't care because I'm Doom. I care about what I get. And I think
sure.
that's why I like Doom is because he is so much the villain from the 60s, the 70s, where it's just like, I'm just evil.
Yeah,
I don't need a backstory to be evil. I'm just straight up, I was born evil. I'm evil
yeah,
for evils to be evil. And
right.
I think he's tops even like Mephisto and some of these other ones because yeah, Mephisto is a demon. He can be evil. He always tries to play for himself, but I always feel like, well, that's a demon. That's a characteristic of it. This is a human who chose to just be straight up evil.
Right.
And like you said, maybe they'll give him a little backstory, which they do. It's a scarring. Him and Richards were in college together. They always were kind of butting heads, trying to see who's better. The scarring of him, Richards getting the life he deserves. He feels like with Sue and everybody else, and Doom says, "Well, it should have been my life. Screw you. I'm going back to my home country. Now I'm going to take over my home country because, well, they screwed me over too. So I'm just
Yeah.
going to be the big villain in it." So,
Yeah, I mean, he's
yeah,
definitely he's driven by grievances
yeah,
rather than trauma,
yeah.
and so that makes for an interesting villain
It does.
for
And
sure.
again, I don't want to feel sorry for him, and I hope I never do because then I don't want. I think I'm gonna lose him as my favorite villain because I want him to be like I was hoping he was gonna be Slytherin. I hope that's where you're gonna go. But I can see why you say Ravenclaw because you always tell me that's intelligence, and Doom would probably murder his whole country just to learn something out of it, just to see what would happen. And it's like, oh, you know what? Let me see. But he's also a sorcerer, and he's a very powerful sorcerer, and at one point
Yeah,
becomes a sorcerer supreme. So
yeah,
it's
he's
like, yeah,
incredibly intelligent, but I mean, even if you look at Harry Potter,
Harry Potter.
Hermione, who is a Gryffindor, is referred to several times as the smartest witch of her age. So she is incredibly intelligent, and there's even
Yeah.
conversations. It's like, why weren't you in Ravenclaw? Well, it's because she intelligence is not the thing that drives her where she has to pursue that knowledge at all costs. She is incredibly intelligent, but it's not the thing that
Yeah.
drives her. And I feel like the same for Doctor Doom is that yes, he is intelligent, and yes, he does want to, he does see himself as the most intelligent person,
Mhm.
but ultimately, it would be for narcissistic reasons that he would
Exactly.
pursue knowledge, not necessarily just for having the knowledge.
Exactly. And that's true. Dr. Doom would do it because I need it for me. I don't care about anything else. I just need to have it. I need to
Yeah.
know this. I need to do this. So, but yeah, let us
Slytherin
know.
through and through.
Let us know what you think if Slytherin is the correct house for Doom. Could it have been Ravencroft, or Ravenclaw, whatever. Ravencroft is another whole thing. Oh my gosh, that's why I'm terrible with names, guys.
Uh-huh.
Um, Ravenclaw though, because I mean, maybe he does fit it. Maybe you think Doom is trying to be intelligent for intelligence sakes, but I doubt it because it's Doom and he's the
Who
Doctor Doom.
I want to hear from the person that thinks Doctor Doom should be in Hufflepuff.
He's a
Where are you
Hufflepuff.
at? Where are
There's
you?
got to be one. There's got to
Come
be
on.
one out there. So yeah, let us know below what house you think he should go in and where he belongs. And of course, check out all of our episodes throughout the week. And of course, in the description below, see why I'm in space because I was at a movie premiere, and for the movie I was in, go check out that movie below, and help out supporting indie films and South Texas films. And on that note, everyone stay geeky. And for Aaron and Robert, get your geek on and have a good one.
Bye.